I have
A
one.
butt plug
I
katana.
have one butt plug katana. Yeah, that's...
I unfortunately don't, but I really want one.
Funny that.
I
Yeah.
just shove it. I shove it up there and spin. That's what I do. If I spin fast enough, I can even get about 3 millimeters off the ground. I've got a tight grip. So it brings a whole new meaning to Fruit Ninja.
Ah, it's all gone black.
Racist. You can't just say it's on black. Jesus.
All black stuff.
Rich.
Pistols at 90 degrees.
Okay. And then go to.
Did that push out the things, Liam? As well.
What, Maz's thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a quick fix there. I preempted how it would work.
So she didn't just ruin it then.
No, I preempted.
I don't ruin things.
Oh.
You just ruined this. Let's
You
be honest.
ruin food when you
Okay.
put it anywhere near a kitchen.
I say that is very true.
We know.
I did have
Oh,
tuna and
God.
soup today.
Look at Rich. He's wasting away because you're not feeding him.
So do you want to say when to go ahead with the when to start streaming? So unless you already are.
Yeah, I just started it now.
All right.
What?
Oh yeah, should I
I'm gonna have
warn
to have a
you?
nosy just to see what your
Oh god, it's so shit, mate. Like, I just pulled an image off Google image search and just put a block for everything.
It's alright, don't worry, I just wanna look.
Don't panic.
I've got an idea for
you
what Maz
need
can
to
make, though.
upload something to your character to use as an avatar because everyone else currently has one. So they all get pretty pictures, you see.
Say that again. Sorry.
You need to upload an avatar so you can have a...
All right.
Maz, why
It
have
can
you
be
not drawn
anything,
my
just as long as it
character
looks
yet? Get a grip.
lovely. Yeah, Maz, where's my fucking character? Jesus.
Yeah, Maz, why do you have to go to work?
God, Maz. Fucking doing a job and shit.
Who did that?
Who'd work? Who'd work for a living? Oh.
Rich, will you work so I don't have to work?
No, I don't like working, I'm gonna avoid it, I think.
Oh, okay, right. Does no one work? That'd be good.
What's a job?
People have jobs nowadays?
Apparently.
I don't like jobs.
Where do I go to upload the avatar?
Your character thingy. If you click it, it should be a button for edit.
Yep.
Edit.
Maz, we've also changed display names in Roll20 to be character names.
Okay.
Unless you want everyone to know your name.
How do I do that?
Just go on the
Settings,
cogwheel
display name.
and then it says display name.
There you go. Did that work for you, Tim?
That did indeed.
Does that fit with my super good looks?
Almost, except look a little bit
I'm
like... There's lines everywhere. It's like you fell into a crayon factory or something.
I'm in the Matrix.
Clearly.
I'm wearing pinstripe trousers.
Don't you know?
I've just literally gone on to Google Images and searched cyberpunk male.
Generic man. Hello, guys. I'm man.
Yes.
Generic.
Might as well be. Right, well, this'll half be the story, and it'll half be me going, how the fuck do I, when using this Roll20 thing, because obviously I've not used it properly yet.
That's what we'll
Well-
be like actually playing as well, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's pretty
well.
accurate. And then for the rest of the time, we'll be just throwing things at Maz.
Are you?
Yay!
Yay!
Are you streaming on the main channel, Liam?
Yeah.
You should probably tweet, otherwise Raggy will shout at us.
Yeah.
I've just
Oh,
told
yeah,
Raggy to
yeah.
tweet.
Yeah.
Alright, tweet.
Just so I can
Absolutely.
retweet someone, so I'd have to type it up.
I'm yet to even start tweeting anyway. I haven't even set up a CLN Mr. Pupple
What?
Twitter.
You'll be
What?
on Raggy's
I-
bad books.
I don't care. I'm already furious with the amount of shitty
How-
emails I've been getting.
How
and
do
I've
you
not
ping
got
the
that
screen?
thingy.
Press and hold your mouse when you're on select.
do what? Pissed about what?
Bong.
Oh, I have a red one.
Well, you can
oh,
change the colour of it next to your name.
I've not set the filter to take away all the Twitter spam and shit.
I see, yeah. Yeah, it's really annoying.
Oh, I wanted pink. It's not fair.
Fuck you. I'm the GM. You do what I say.
He's got a point. He can kill you whenever he wants.
I could kill you with a single thought.
Quite
Then I should-
literally.
But surely it should be entirely based upon a dice roll.
Should was the key word.
He gets to determine the odds of said dice.
Is it
going to
be like the dice roll I did before to find out if Rich was weird or not?
Pretty much, yeah.
What was it?
It was if I rolled a 1 on rolling 1d1, then
I can't believe you managed that roll. Such a
it was
I
Yeah,
know.
the odds of that.
it was really close, but what can you do?
On a completely unrelated note, do you guys like your Corsair headsets? Because I'm tempted to get one. Not Corsair ones, Razer ones.
I do.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Because I'm really tempted to get one.
I like it. But I've started becoming a bit of a Razer fanboy, to be honest.
Wow.
Razor.
I do have Razer mouse.
And I'm thinking
so
of me too.
lovely buttons everywhere.
I don't have I've just got a Death Adder.
Buttons, buttons, and more buttons.
Anyway, should we get going?
Yeah, we need some appropriate music. So.
Oh, bye.
Is that going to be Careless Whisper?
Oh, so romantic. Shall I leave? I feel like.
Right.
Yeah, you're cramping
Yeah,
up
this isn't for
style
you,
here.
I found that yesterday, and I accidentally left it playing overnight, and apparently these guys logged in, and it was still playing.
That was my when me and Mark went to Malia, Liam. That was our theme song.
Oh dear.
Careless Whisper. Purely because of that video of the guy going around playing the sax everywhere.
So do you want to introduce the game then? Since you're the game master or the
what?
dungeon
No,
master?
I don't. No, I don't.
Okay. Because we don't have a clue.
Yeah, it's where are we? What is
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
You're in a lovely, happy place.
This game. Do we win?
Yeah, you instantly win. That's how.
No. We win.
Boom.
Maz loses.
Yeah, somehow Maz still loses.
So if Maz wins the game, she loses.
Yeah, it's one of those kind of situations.
And if you
Right.
lose, you lose. That's how it works.
Yeah. So we are playing a game that we have I've dubbed The Resistance. We've set it in a lovely World of Darkness world for those who know what rolling or pen and paper different games are. You are think Earth and add about 500 years onto it in a kind of cliche cyberpunk sci-fi kind of way. So everything in the world is just slightly darker and more horrible than it should be, because the history that you know of the world is that we eventually started running out of resources on our planet completely, and everything we did to try and get renewable sources completely and utterly failed. So as a planet, we were just slowly dying. The first thing we tried to do was to colonize Mars, which we did, but not successfully, to the point where only people who could afford to go to Mars and to stay there were able to stay there. And basically it was like a rent thing, where as soon as you didn't pay anything, you were shipped straight back to this planet. So Mars is now seen as kind of like a luxury place to be, because there isn't very many people there, and that's how they fixed the overpopulating and the losing resources, is by throwing all the resources on there. And if you're living on Earth, you're basically just living on the rotting crap that survived from that. You guys are all on Earth, because isn't that nice? You're part of the rotting heap. Yeah.
I like rotting crab. It's fine.
Well, we've heard you like rotting crap. That's exactly what we've heard.
You like what
You've-
you like.
Yeah.
Each provided me with a backstory, which is absolutely awesome, because you'll all have noticed that you've received some information
What
recently. What information? What information? I have no idea what information you're on about.
No idea what you're talking about.
From an unknown source. That unknown source managed to dig up a file on you and your history, and you can tell because of that you are being watched, because everything in that file was completely accurate. So you know that for whatever reason you are being watched by the current government who is in control. This government essentially hates everyone. And because they're part of that lovely 1% majority that do have all this control, there's not really much you can do about it. There's not really much that anyone can do about it. And that's where everything starts. You've heard about a group rising called Nova, who are trying to rise up against the control in the current place that you're in. You are in a walled off section of sort of middle UK that has been mainly used as slave labor. So everyone around where you live is basically in these walled off communities of slave labor camps. The community at the very, very bottom on your lovely maps that you should all have had access to if you were clever enough to find it, because it didn't really take much to find it. You are all currently in or around the area of Burntwood, which is where the main resistance is gathering, because it's far away from the capital, and they've just been able to do it without really hearing much about sort of what's going on. So that's the best place they were able to go. You then received a lovely piece of information one night when you were asleep with a ration pack next to it. You all read that lovely message telling you if you were to go to Burntwood, you might have a chance of being able to get things like more food, which is an extremely scarce resource, and all of you have been trying very desperately to get. So that came as quite a surprise. And for some reason, they seem to have a bit of information on you. They say they know what you can do and they know about your skills and things like that, which isn't something that you freely tell people. And as you can tell from the messages you received, it's not something that a lot of people know. Some people had to go digging around for the files they found on you. And yet, this guy somehow knows everything about it. So with that, you all do decide to go to Burntwood, and you were sent directions in the email as well, telling you of a specific place to go. And you find yourself in what was once a sort of lab testing area for the Eclipse. So there's loads of big government buildings, and in the middle there's a courtyard with what used to be a fountain. So you've got the stone structure remaining of a fountain with no water running. And then there was one figure just sort of stood in the middle waiting. All four of you arrive at sort of semi-different times, but towards the same kind of time. So you'd like around 7, in the morning. You all arrive roughly about then. And as you arrive, the first one of you to rock up was rather tall, striking gentleman with a big leather coat on. Seems to be sort of clutching his left arm for some reason. You're not quite sure why at the moment, but he's sort of clutching his arm as if it's probably a bit heavy by the so as if almost he's carrying it for some reason. You don't know why. You just see him sort of almost carrying his own arm, like how someone nurses a broken arm. He kind of looks a little bit like that. And Liam, what does he do? Does he just stand and wait? Does he?
No, my guy. My guy has a certain set of skills and background that would make him probably a bit too intelligent to just hang around and wait. So I'd like to think he'd look around for a dark corner, somewhere he could lurk a bit, observe what's going on, sort of try assess his situation before he makes any rash decisions.
Okay, so imagine the courtyard you're in is sort of that, and we've got, that lovely fountain in the middle. So off to the side of all of these areas on the side, say they're side streets, so you'd say you'd be hanging around somewhere like sort of off in a corner, sort of just watching.
Somewhere with plenty of shadow where I could blend in and hopefully
yeah,
no one
so you're
notice.
kind of leaning against an old sort of derelict building. You're mostly shaded. You're not really, making too much of a scene of yourself.
And you said there was a figure in the fountain area.
There was. I'm just getting his thing now. So you've got somebody stood sort of about there, sort of just sitting on the edge of the fountain.
So I've got line of sight of this person.
So at the moment, you'd keep
concealed.
yourself in line of sight. I know what you're like.
Yeah.
Second person to rock up, eventually after just a little bit of waiting, was quite a small, sort of timid-looking girl. She doesn't really look too assuming. She just sort of stands there, looks about a bit, and then where does she sit herself, Maz?
So, is there anyone else there, or is it just at the moment
Currently,
cloaky figure and heavy arm guy?
two cloaky figures. You can see a heavy arm guy kind of leaning against a building, and you can see somebody sort of very obviously sat in the middle. Not trying to draw attention to himself, but he's not trying to hide either.
Okay. I'd probably go up to the person. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit confident. Yeah.
So you walk yourself up to the middle. You can do that yourself. You see, this is the great thing about this system. You can grab and drag your icon. You want,
I'm gonna go for slightly staggered.
There you go. So you pee yourself just there. Normally things go much quicker, but I'm just having fun with the first sort of learning bits. The next person to rock up eventually, after you two have already arrived there, was a guy. Let's say, let's have a look at his sheet because I need to get all your sheets up still. I'm sure you put somewhere in your thing saying how big he was. Anyway, sort of a gruff looking.
Did he now?
I'm sure he did. He told me all of his measurements. He even showed me on camera just to make sure I was aware of how big it was.
Just have a look now. That guy might be in there.
Let's just have a look now. But again, sort of another military-looking guy. You know, you can tell he holds himself very well, sort of tall and imposing. And where does he rock himself up, Rich?
Well, the reason I'm a little bit later is obviously because there's no way I'm heading straight into the middle of the courtyard.
Exactly.
So there's lots of tall buildings around. First thing I've done is pick a nice tall building nearby, head up high, excuse me, have a look around, see what's going on in the courtyard and get a feel for things first.
Yeah, so before you arrived, that's the kind of thing your character would have done exactly, is, you know, you've scouted out the area, you saw there was no real danger in the middle, you couldn't see any traps, you couldn't see any guns, any cameras, anything like that. It does seem to be as unassuming as it looks, and so you did decide to head to the courtyard. Fair
enough. In which case, yeah, not really any need for messing around. It's pretty obvious that what's going on is in the middle around the fountain. I'd probably just wander straight up and say someone says something about food.
Yeah, so you go up there.
So maybe sort of, there-ish, yeah.
When you say that, the guy in the middle just sort of gives you a little bit of a glance. As he looks up, you can see he's wearing a pair of sort of red-tinted goggles, so you can't really see anything from his eyes, but he gives a little smirk to you and then just puts his head back down for now.
Okay.
And then lastly, as that's happening, a geeky little kid, almost, just sort of rocks up on the side. And what does he do, Rob?
Well, a bit like Dalton there. I hung back. I was skulking in the shadows, probably somewhere over here.
Yeah.
In some alleyway, making sure. I was actually there quite early. I've been well aware of what's been going on in my surroundings. So I like to sit back and watch what's happened, and then when I recognise what's going on and that something's kind of starting to maybe happen, I'm more sort of wandering sort of around this sort of corner, as far away as the mean-looking guy, also skulking in the shadows, because I'm not sure anything about him. I can't get a good look at him, but I'm not willing to sort of risk going near someone until I know exactly what's going on. So I place myself as far away from everyone as possible, whilst also making my presence known, because I don't want to miss out on the food.
Let's see. Yeah, back to that. You should also have something in your handouts now as well. Right. So currently you're all sort of a little bit staggered out. The gentleman in the middle sort of pulls a hood down. He's wearing a dark black coat that's white on the inside, and the white on the inside almost appears to be sort of shining, as if the coat was sort of powered somehow, but you don't really pay too much attention to it. Fairly normal gear for somebody who has a bit of money, which is a bit unusual to see in this kind of area, but you don't really think too much of it at the time. Or maybe you do, that's up to you. But it doesn't look out of place or anything wrong about it. He takes his hood down, has a little look around, notices the fact that he's got two people in front of him, one person sort of in front of him and one person behind him, and he kind of chuckles to himself. So if the commando and the geek behind me feel like joining us at any time, they are more than welcome, of course. Or, of course, I could start reading from this lovely file I gathered on them, and, you know, I'm sure they would appreciate all that information being public knowledge. If at any point you do feel like moving while I'm talking, by the way, you can move your own character token to indicate you've walked in a certain direction, just like Rob did. So as he was saying that, Rob sort of strolls on over, and I kind of gives a glance in your direction.
Ease over,
Liam.
Knowing what's going on, and realise that I'm not the only one here who received that message, feeling almost like I know that everyone else is a bit unsure of the situation, but not necessarily like I can trust anyone yet.
Funny that, isn't it?
My guy sees the other three people arrive, doesn't feel particularly threatened by them, but seems slightly alert to what the mysterious guy in the hood just said. So he does skulk his way over with his right arm in his jacket, and he looks straight at the guy who made the very direct threat, and just says, "You may want to consider very carefully the threats you're making."
I wouldn't exactly call them a threat, more of an assurance that you would be here and at least listen to what I had to say. And the fact that you've now come over means I was correct.
I'll listen to what you have to say, but please take extra special care when you read my file before you talk in any particular way about me.
Oh, I've read it. I've read it carefully, especially the medical notes of yours. Wouldn't want anyone to lose their cool now, would we?
No, you wouldn't, would you?
I
So,
step a bit further away because I feel like something may be about to happen.
And I step in just to make sure I'm especially close. I don't feel bothered that I'm surrounded on both sides by this puny little girl and this other guy who's attempting to hold himself tall.
where's
See, I think I
your-
just have a good look at Mr. Angry who's crocked up.
Do me a favour, Liam. Roll me 4 d10s and set the success obviously to 8 or more.
1.
The guy stares you back in the face. Again, he's wearing these goggles so you can't see his eyes, but he kind of moves his face in just a little bit closer to yours to show he doesn't really care, and just sort of gives you a bit of a smirk and goes, "Well, it's nice to see that you've joined us at least anyway. So, you all know why you're here. You've been promised the basic necessities you need to live, which I don't think is really too much to ask of your government, and yet they don't seem to be willing to give it to you. All I ask of you for is a favor. You see, you four aren't here because you're just the 4 random people I decided to give these letters to. No. You 4 are here because I know that you could probably do this for me. Where we are at the moment is an old laboratory testing area for, let's just say, child experiments. I'm sure one of you could tell the others all about it, but we won't go into that now. What I need is some information and a few things that were taken from me. I believe they're being stored in one of the buildings here, but I've yet to be able to get access to it, and I just have a feeling that you 4 might be able to help. Of course, you don't have to. You're more than welcome to go back to sleeping on the streets and enjoying picking at those rations, but if you do feel like eating like a king for a while, you'll at least hear me out on this. Do I have everyone's attention?
How do we know we can trust you?
That's the greatest part of this. You don't. You can't trust me any more than you can trust your government, but you've already tried that, and look where it's ended you. So I would say, why not trust me?
My guy's not saying anything, he's just looking really intently at you. Like he's trying to look for any sort of chink in your...
Do that
in your
same roll
armor.
again for me, Liam. Again, he kind of faces you down and just smiles at you,
I'm not
sweet.
being intimidating, I'm just staring
You're not meaning
intently
to
at
be,
you.
but there's
I'm
the
not-
chance that you could have been.
I'm not moving, I'm just staring very intently at you.
Like I said, there's not the you weren't meaning to be, but there's a chance that you could have been. But you failed. So he just kind of again smiles sweetly back at you as if to show you once more that he knows exactly who you are and what you're capable of. And right now he feels very comfortable stood right in front of you.
I think I'll just have a glance around at the others, and I'd just say, I'll take food where I can get it. Where are we going?
So are we saying yes to this, ladies and gentlemen, or are you going to leave me here all on my own? Just
What are
wanting to
you
get my own
offering?
property back.
I
Well-
kind of shiftily just nod my head and avoid saying much more.
If you want to get specific, I have an entire warehouse full of those rations, and I could tell you the exact location of it in a heartbeat. I just don't feel like it right now.
May I do a roll for spotting lies?
Let's see. There is
So
one.
my character can
for
ascertain
that.
if you're being truthful, because I do have a speciality in it.
Have you got that as a merit or a?
It's a
you got-
speciality from one of my skills.
Ah, good, good. See, these kind of things are the kind of things that I do mean you do need to remind me of, just because it's been a while and there's so many different things.
I believe it's either related to my streetwise or my subterfuge.
Let's have a quick check at the book. First person to find it wins an XP point. No.
Oh, you tell me now. I've not even started.
I'm guessing Tim has all the PDFs open, like on his spare screen or something. So
Funny that.
As have I. I could have got a nice point already.
I don't, so I've got all the street
Damn.
stuff.
What are we looking for?
It's either in streetwise or subterfuge. Is spotting lies a speciality? I do believe, but I can't remember which. I have the same skill in both, but
Specialities for subterfuge is spotting lies. So
Yep.
we do it as subterfuge plus wits.
so that's a 5d10 then. So I've got 3
Yeah.
wits. Yeah,
Yeah. Because it's always basically skill plus attribute.
I've got 3 successes.
You can tell he's holding information back, and that he's not being 100% truthful. However, most of what he says has seemed to be correct so far. But you can tell there's 1 or 2 things he's nervous about saying.
But I didn't ascertain what he was nervous
But you
about.
couldn't ask him what. You can just tell that it's not been 100% crystal clear. Funny that.
And I was expecting everyone to be open and honest about it.
Oh, God. Open and honesty in this kind of game. Whatever next.
So I guess at the moment my interest is piqued.
Fantastic.
Because now I'm intrigued what he's lying about, so I want to hang around for that.
Well, as you know, we are currently in Burntwood. The lovely building that we need to go to is also in Burntwood. Unfortunately, I won't be able to join you on said mission. I have something else to attend to, which is why I'm leaving it to you people as well. I will leave you to this, and if you do feel like giving me any form of communication, you know my number. He starts to sort of skulk away. And as he does, he sort of presses a little button on a device next to him, and you all ended up receiving a message telling you of the specific location of a building. And you're left, all 4, stood looking.
Well, I think I'd say something to everyone. Kind of make sure everyone's on the right same lines.
Oh, the 3 players are currently in the room with you. You actually talk to them.
So yeah, are we all up for this, or are we all doing it together?
My character kind of looks around at each person and realizes that I'm physically the weakest link out of everyone here. I'm quite scared of the fact that if I say no, I'm not willing to help, that they could easily eat me.
Toothpicks.
So,
You
So
coward. Come over here now and tell me what you do.
Seriously, roll that 4d10 again.
These rolls.
Amazing.
2.
And Rob.
I have fast talk, so can I roll for my fast talk to try and talk my way out of being
Not just
Not
yet.
just yet. Okay.
First of all,
I've
go
been
for
intimidated.
yeah,
I start to
composure plus socialize, which of which you have nothing in. But composure, roll 3d10.
3d10 with greater than 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, curiosity, my 2 successes were 10s.
2.
Yep. Re-roll them.
Reroll.
I got 2 10s as well.
You
I
got one.
think. Did I? Oh, 1 10. Sorry.
I got no more successes anyway.
So roll
so-
one more, Rob.
Forgot to do. Roll
I need to remember that 10 thing.
1d10. Come on. 6. Yeah. So I got 1 success.
So Liam's roll beats yours, so you're now feeling exceedingly intimidated by him.
No,
If you
I
want
was
to
feeling
try-
pretty intimidated by him before he even.
If you want to do anything further, as in using anything requiring a skill such as fast talk, you'd get a minus on any kind of rolls now against Liam.
Oh.
Because
For how
he's
long?
extremely intimidating.
Okay.
Just for what's called the scene, so for this kind of interaction more than anything.
So you wanted me to come over and tell you what I do, essentially.
What skills you have, what you do, yeah.
As you
You
can
look very
clearly
unassuming. You shouldn't
As
be
you
here.
can, I'm very honest with him because I very much fear for my life at the moment. So my name's Harvey Smith. I'm just I've grown up in pretty much not a very nice area. And my specialty is
Aye. I don't care what your background is, I want to know what you do.
I'm computers. I'm a hacker.
All I want to know is where the food is, right? We do this, hopefully we find the food. If you have a skill that can help us find the food, that's all I care about.
I'm useful if you need to get in anywhere that has any form of connectivity to any network. I can get you in. I can be your eyes and ears.
I'm glad you could finally cooperate.
Can I go stand over there again now, please?
Stay where I can see you.
Okay.
So what do? Do you decide to go straight there? Do you decide to try and sneak in, smash your way in?
How
So-
far away was it?
It's within the same area that you're in, so to walk there would take 5 minutes. It's kind of, he purposefully brought you to the location he did because it was nearby.
So do
Well,
we
that's-
know the precise location?
Yeah, so now you know the precise location of the building. It's sort of a smallish building. It's one of those ones that kind of looks like just a normal office from the front.
Mike, I bring up the idea of because I am good at computers and I'd let everyone know that I have a laptop. I can potentially see if I can hack into it, see if I've got any Wi-Fi signal first of all, and check to see if I can gain any information through any potential nearby cameras. Can I do that?
Yeah, you can give it a go.
Do you want me to do that?
So
I pull out
where's
my laptop and let everyone know that I'm going to see if I can gain any information about the area that we're moving towards.
Yep.
Because
So
that is what I would do anyway.
yeah, do an intelligence plus computer roll, which is 8d10 for you.
8d10.
Yep. It's almost as if that's your specialty or something.
Ooh. What are the chances?
Oh, funny that.
8, man. Wow.
Isn't it nice?
What if you get no successes in an 8d10?
Then I'm-
Oh, that'd be impressive.
Can we just class that as a critical failure if so?
four success-
Insta kill.
4 successes, and I rolled 110, so roll 1d10. 4 successes.
Okay. You gain access to external cameras, and you find out that it's, again, all sort of office-looking building. There's not really much about nearby because it's in what looks like a sort of now fairly dilapidated area. There's a couple of people sort of skulking by, but you can tell by looking at them almost straight away. There's only, they're sort of just the addicts and the scum that would normally hang around that kind of area, just trying to pick at bits of food and lab equipment that were left over. So it all looks fairly normal again from the outside, nothing that would alarm you. Maz.
So I guess based on this, I'd already checked my Wi-Fi sniffer to make sure that there was Wi-Fi connection. Before all this
We're
happened.
going to have to base it on that now.
You have to base it completely on that.
Until next time.
Just do me a favor and roll 4d10.
Can I just say that I've conveyed this information to the rest of the group to make them aware of what the situation is?
It's very caring and sharing of you.
I need to make you trust me.
So Liam doesn't squash you.
Yeah, one success.
Okay.
I just love how Rob's like trembling in my presence now. It's just hilarious.
Are you still doing stuff, Tim?
Yep.
I need to remind myself what some of my actual skills are. Now, I've had to change one of my specialties because I misread it. It wasn't actually a specialty. I've had to change it to from one thing to cryptography, from solving enigmas, but it's the same thing.
Okay. Anything further you guys want to do while you're sat in that lovely little area?
Cameras are all well and good. Let's get a look at the place. Don't need to get too close.
So you're saying you're going to head over to that area where it is?
I'm saying I'd suggest heading over there, having a look at it from a way out.
Can as we walk over there, can my character try and ask people who they are? So I ask the group.
So we're on our way now, yeah? We're walking there.
Are we walking?
Yeah, you can say you're sort of walking and conversing as you do it. So
I would like to, whilst conversing, maybe at least obtain people's names. So I ask what are your names so that I know what to call you.
You can just call me Omen.
I don't want to be obtrusive because I don't want to piss people off.
Just a bit of a timid, no, you don't have to.
You don't
but
have to
if you
tell me your
fancy
name.
it.
Just if you wanted to, it'd be great.
You mind?
So I say I'm Amira, and that's it.
Yeah, I think I'd tell you my name's Dalton, but I wouldn't volunteer anything else.
I'd ask you your name back because I'm being polite.
Nice.
I don't give a crap.
I remind you that my name's Harvey, as I told Omen before.
Oh, well.
You don't seem as terrifying as Omen.
Evidently not.
I'm quite short, so it's fair enough. I'll just sit there.
So my guy's not an incredibly talkative one, so unless anyone else is going to converse in some way, I'm not going to initiate a conversation on this walk. Not saying I wouldn't reciprocate in one, but I might not. Depends on the question, but I'm not going to initiate a conversation on this walk. So if you want anything to happen, it's on you guys on this walk.
Because I'm I don't like to trust people. I find myself forced in a situation where I'm going to have to maybe start putting some trust in these people or know what I need to be worried about. So because Omen is by far and out the most terrifying so far, I direct my conversation more towards Omen and ask him if he's willing to share why he's here. Okay.
Shake my head.
I'd ask if anyone's been here before.
That'd just be a no from me.
Aren't you?
I was born around here. I was born in Burnwood.
So do you know this area? Do you know the building?
I don't know the building as what it was turned into.
Well, that was useful. Thanks.
Do you know what's around the building?
Hmm?
Do you know what's around the building?
I
Do you know what the landscape
I
is?
have not been back to Burnwood for a very long time, since I was a small child. So I'm not completely familiar with the area. But
It probably looks smaller now.
mm-hmm.
I think The main thing
think,
I'm
like-
doing on this walk is I'm just closely assessing Dalton. I'm trying to just work Dalton out, that's all. And I assume Dalton would notice this, because I'm not very subtle, so...
You are as subtle as a brick to the face, and the brick is covered in bees. That is you.
I'm just trying to... I know there's something about Dalton, but I just don't know what yet. I'm just
I
trying to
guess
work
I'd
it
probably. I wouldn't be focusing just on Omen, but
out. No.
there'd be probably more glances going that way to size him up than there would at the other two. But yeah, I'm pretty much just keeping an eye on where we're going and what's around us, to be honest.
I tend to find myself more gravitating more towards Omen in the sense of that if something were to happen, I would feel he would probably beat the living crap out of anything that may attack us.
Assuming I choose to protect a stranger.
Well, I don't think you'd protect me. I think you'd more protect yourself, which would give me enough cover to then
That's a fair assessment of Omen.
flee. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I would walk quietly by because I've tried obtaining more information to not much avail.
Is it a walk or is it a scuttle? I imagine a scuttle.
I think we
I am-
arrive, don't we?
I think you'll find I'm rather suave and charming.
I think
So,
we arrive at a certain distance, because like Dolan said, let's head that way, but let's not get too close. So I assume we arrive at a reasonable distance.
Yeah, you wouldn't go straight, like you wouldn't saunter up to the door. You'd go to the sort of general area first and then sort of decide what to do from there, I imagine.
Wouldn't I? No, I wouldn't.
I certainly wouldn't. My tendency would definitely be to hang back and have a look what's going on around the place.
Whereas Liam genuinely might, just walk to the door and kick it over.
But the
But,
building or the door.
Bit of both.
Beating around the bush. Okay, so we arrive, we're a certain distance away.
Yeah, you're right. You're sort of a certain distance
Okay.
away.
Harvey's that intimidated,
What's
he's
the-
disappeared.
What's the what's the layout of the land then, Tim?
So again, it's semi-similar to where you were before. So it doesn't have the big lovely fountain in the middle. Instead, it's just sort of buildings within buildings, and sort of I'm trying to point at things and you can't see things. Is
Ping it.
one of just bits of like alleyways of buildings, and in the middle you've just got kind of what you think used to be a park, but now it just looks like dirt and horrible crap. And you're in sort of again a square of buildings. It's how this town it was sort of set out in that you always had different squares of places, and this one was just a park at one point, and now there's nothing because it looks all dingy and horrible. And you notice that there's one building nearby that has a few security cameras pointed at it, and it looks a little bit familiar from something you saw not too long ago. And you're currently sort of all the opposite side of the square to it. So let's say if you were there, it would be over on this side. So you're all kind of the opposite side of it, just looking at it at the moment, deciding what to do.
So have we sort of entered the square in which it is, or are we still sort of hovering within an alleyway?
Within an alleyway, about to go into the square it's in.
Okay, so I straight away go straight to my laptop and check, because I've still got the cameras up from before,
Yep.
and check to see if anyone else is in close proximity other than us.
Okay, yep. So you do another
Let's see.
computer roll for me.
So 8 again, yeah?
8, yeah.
So I think while he's doing that, I'd be, as well as kind of gauging out the building a little bit, I'd also be having a look at the building behind us, so the one opposite it on the square, to kind of see what that was like, if there's anywhere that looks like you might be able to get up and have a good look at things.
I take it as no one
Are we-
coming in or out of the buildings. It's...
Nope. Absolutely everything looks derelict. It's almost as if, it was the middle of the night, but, it's early morning. This is kind of busy time in most towns, but it just seems to be absolutely silent. There's not really much going on.
So I got 3 initially, 2 of them being 10s, and then I re-rolled and got 2 more successes, so 5.
Yeah.
Are any of these cameras within the building, or are they all exterior?
The ones that you currently have access to are exterior ones that are still active. The interior ones, let's have a look, see. your information to do with as you wish.
What information? Oh,
Check Skype, Rob.
God, Rob.
I'm such a noob.
Because you're the one that did the hacking, not them.
Fair point.
So I assume this building we need to go to, there's a front door.
Yes,
Like,
it is
that we
just
can
sort of
see.
a. It would, yeah. From the outside, it kind of looks just like a glass door, but
Glass
sort of
door.
slightly reinforced, so you can tell just by looking at it now that it, wouldn't easily knock over for most people except you.
Okay.
Okay, because I'm still feeling like I need to gain these people's trust and learn a bit more about them so that I can in turn trust them.
Yeah.
I share the information that I've just been given, which is,
Or
there-
does he?
There are currently, from the information I can find, that I can see here, there are some interior cameras, but none of them are working. They've all been deactivated, but they do exist. There used to be cameras in there, but there are 2 outgoing signals from within the building. Now, what those signals are and where they're coming from, I'm not entirely sure, but they are there. There are signals. So whether that's coming out from somebody who's currently in there operating, or whether it's an automated thing, I'm currently unaware.
Have we found? Is there a back entrance or anything? Can we take a look around?
Did I see anything from the exterior cameras?
Exterior cameras are all kind of looking normal. Again, there's no one about. It just looks absolutely derelict, as if it was, absolutely fine, and it had been gone for years to come.
So I have no visual aids to show me.
You have no aids currently.
Okay, cool.
It's always good to know.
I go
So
knock
did
on
we
the door.
establish? Is there a thing? You can knock on the door.
Just gonna go knock on the
I'm
door.
going to try and convince you that seems a bad idea. This, knocking on the front door.
What's the worst that could happen? I'm not
So
going
you,
to break the
do
door
you genuinely want to go
down
over
and
and knock on the door?
Maybe it
Yeah.
might
You can
be
if you want. I'm not going to stop you.
So look, if you want to knock on the door, fine. But it doesn't make sense for us all
Well,
to
look.
put ourselves in that kind of position.
Yeah.
We're standing around.
Do you want to knock, or do you want to just see if it even opens? It is it is quite derelict. What's the likelihood of someone even answering? We do know that there's some signals going on, operating from within the building. So
But you can't work out what those signals are.
no, I just know that they are active signals.
Could those signals be a kind of trap that's set on the door, or is it more? I don't know.
It's up to you whether you go and decide to look at them and see if there's anything there at all.
Yeah, we could take a look at the door and see if we could see anything.
So do you want to all 4 saunter over to the door at the same time?
I'm going to stay back in the alleyway.
I'm
I'll
pretty
do it.
sure I wouldn't be doing that.
I'm
so,
more than happy with Omen being very confident with walking over there. I'm going to stay back and keep my eye on the cameras.
I
knowing
may have
I can
experience in these types of things.
I tell Omen that I will keep an eye on the cameras and let him know if anything should arise that could prevent or cause any problems from what I can see with my eyes.
So
And you might want someone watching your back. So I'll stay back here, look after
Okay.
the computer guy, and keep an eye on your back.
Are you still trying to convince me not to go to the door, Maz? Or
I mean, I think it's a really bad idea. I think.
why?
I mean, is there any side? Can you go behind the building? Is there any side alleys?
it's like a terrace building sort of thing. So but from that building, from where you are currently, you couldn't get into any kind of rear of the building, and then it backs onto another building from what you can see.
So there
So
is
it
one
really does
entrance
just
then.
one entrance and unassuming front. There are windows and things like that about at the top, and the roof is like a office style roof with the flat bits with the sort of vent coming off the top of it. So it's a flat roof, and you could potentially try and maybe get on from the top, but it looks like it's a fairly sturdy in the middle of place building.
How sturdy do the windows look?
They're still in one piece, which is notable because none of the rest of the buildings have windows in one piece.
So it has a slightly reinforced door, and the windows are just in one piece.
Yeah, rather than being broken. as everything else in this area is.
I'm intrigued why the door would be slightly reinforced and the windows are just windows.
I would say that maybe the reinforced door might not necessarily be locked. It could be there purely because if based on what the mysterious man earlier told us, it used to be some form of testing facility. So maybe the reinforced door was to stop someone getting in and or out.
Did you say there was sort of homeless drug addicts around, Drebble?
Yeah, there's one or two.
I'd like to try
yes.
intimidate one into going and opening the door for us.
Feel free, that's awesome. Roll 4d10.
Do you need me to locate one first? Because recently there isn't anyone nearby, is from what we've got.
Well, as in there's no one nearby the door itself. So say the door itself was on that side, but there's a scummy person around there, and there's another scummy person around sort of there.
Oh, it's another 10. He's on 3 successes, but he goes again.
I can see this dice roll getting used a lot.
3
successes. Yeah, that's going to be Liam's favourite dice roll. He's going to macro it.
Yeah.
So do you want to go to the one on the top left there, or that we said there was going to be another one in the top middle about there? They both look sort of the same.
Different to them?
I can tell. No, both male, both kind of early 40s, that kind of deranged, horrid look to
I'll take the top back one because it's further away from the door, so it's less likely if there's someone in there. They're less likely to notice my action.
Yeah. Go intimidate. What do you say?
So I'm right thinking we're in an alley, really, at the minute, aren't we? Rather than in
at the moment, yeah. Now Liam to do this has sort of stepped out onto the side of the street.
But the rest of us are kind of out of sight a little bit in the alley.
Yeah. The homeless guy kind of looks up at you first. Spare any change? Got any food?
Probably the wrong person.
Do I notice?
Just looking at his face, I know what's going to happen here.
So with my left arm, I grab this guy by the scruff of his neck and I lift him off the ground so his feet are dangling.
Hey man, no, come on, man, that's not cool. You can't just whatever you want, just take it. I haven't got anything to tell you, man.
Shut up. Do you see that particularly shiny door in the middle over there?
Yeah, what of it?
I want you to go knock on that door. If no one answers, I want you to open the door. If you don't, I'll crush your neck with my bare hand.
What is this, man? I'm not like part of a deal or anything. No, man, I'm not.
No, quiet. Door or broken neck. Should be a simple choice.
All right, I'll do it. All right, just let me go, man.
And then I put him back down.
You let go of him.
I shove him on the way. He falls and tumbles on the floor as I throw him, but he gets back up and
his now slightly moist trousers drag along the floor.
And I walk back to the group. I don't know how they respond to that.
Whilst that was happening, whilst he was intimidating,
yeah.
was he in earshot of being able to hear anything? I would say if I was saying it in a hushed voice.
Not particularly. I think he was being distracted by the wailing homeless man.
Okay.
To answer your question, Rob, I was approximately 15 yards away.
Good use of the arrow.
Okay, so
go on, carry on.
Whilst he's intimidating, I asked the other two in quite a hushed voice because I don't want Omen to hear me. What they think of Omen and whether or not we can trust him.
Is there a way these guys can share this information privately, or should we just share it publicly like this? Do you want it to actually be concealed
you can just
from
pretend
me?
you don't
Just
hear
pretend
it,
I don't know. Okay,
yeah.
That's cool then.
Fingers in ears, metagaming, la la la.
Yeah. Okay, that's
I
cool.
think he's useful. I don't trust anyone.
I didn't ask if he was useful. I asked if he was trustworthy. If you think we can trust him to not kill us.
I probably, while still watching him dangle the guy in the air, would just say something like, "Who can you really trust?"
Yeah.
He's just like looking at me dangling this guy. Like, who can you trust? Like,
I don't think we have an option to trust him or not.
At least he's forward with how he feels.
And I also ask if either of them have ever seen or heard of him or met him or anything, known anything about him prior to this moment.
No.
I'd probably just say I don't mingle much.
Okay.
oh, Tim's thinking so. Look at him.
I'm not thinking of anything.
I also asked them if they've noticed the fact that he's clutches one of his arms quite a lot, and he kind of hides one from I think I heard you
I
say
wear a
there's
leather glove on my left hand.
Okay.
I have
so
a long leather jacket, but my leather glove is only on my left hand.
All right. So I make a comment on the noticeable difference and ask them if
Peculiar
they've
dress
noticed.
sense.
Yes, and asked if they've noticed the difference and wondering whether or not he's a fan of Michael Jackson or or are they maybe concerned about it?
I'd have noticed it, but at this point, I can't really be concerned with it.
As you
Just like
start
when I'd
talking
probably
about
say you ask a lot of
that,
questions.
Omen reappears in your group, looking pretty smug with himself, as a
Ironman's being quiet.
shambling, slightly moist homeless man approaches the door of the building that you were looking at, and sort of gently taps the door a few times, and as it does that, you can see that there's no real movement there. He kind of looks back to Omen expectantly, as if, saying, "Have I done my job right?
I just give him the...
I did good, master." As you do that, he flees pretty much. It's 70-yard stare that you give him.
God damn it! You should have convinced him to do more than that.
Well, I did ask him to open the door, try open the door if... once he
You
knocked,
did,
if no one
however,
answered.
he knocked and then he saw you do that and decided to run for it. You're more than welcome to try and catch up to him, but then you're running after a homeless man, you horrible, horrible person.
Which is also quite an amusing thing to watch.
Just this massive hulk of a brute chasing this fucking shambling, wet, homeless man.
I turn to
What's my
Omen.
distance?
I add my character with a
I turn to Omen and say that I have him on camera and I can tell you where he's hiding.
You'd be moving sort of
yeah.
50 yards and he'd be moving 30.
No. He's got the camera, he knows where he's hiding. I have a promise to keep.
Well,
Are you about to go crush a homeless man's skull in?
Yes.
Just sorry, Mr. Sweeney Guy.
I'm trying to make Omen my friend.
Well, currently, you saw the homeless man disappear in that direction,
Okay.
sort of off into an alley. You are welcome to try and find him.
Can I roll and see if I can find him with the cameras?
Yeah, roll a computer check.
I think while you're trying that, I would say something along the lines of, there's plenty of other homeless people around, we've got a job to do.
Can I
Maybe not, but you
roll
might
to
chase
take
after
a
them.
mental image of this homeless man, just in case I see him later?
2 successes.
Yeah.
What would I roll for that? I'd like to take a mental image of him, so if I encounter him later, I can crush his neck. But for now, we've more pressing things to deal with.
Do I find him with 2 successes?
You do. He basically didn't go very far. He's only on a side street about sort of a block away at the moment. He's sort of shriveled into a lump crying. Well
Man's
done.
laughing.
Well done, Omen. I'm just having a look at your sheet.
So
himself.
I give Omen this information as to where this homeless man is in
You've
the
intimidated him a bit too well, basically.
in the hope of
You have a
you
bunch
know,
of good
I
characters.
use-
he appreciates that he
I use his CCTV footage to try take a mental note of what this guy looks
I
like.
would say for that, wits investigation.
So that's 5.
I would imagine that the cameras wouldn't be best.
Oh, 2.
Yep, you'll remember that face for a small period of time, for a couple of weeks at least, without much of an issue. If ever he appears, I'll let you know. So
I'm
you
making a note. Kill him.
can destroy his
Do you
face.
expect to
Kill
bump into a lot of homeless people?
man.
No, but just on the off chance that I do bump into him, I'm not going to hesitate. And I tell
Okay.
you that. I say I won't go after him because we've more pressing things to deal with. But if I see him, I won't hesitate.
I also take a screen capture just so that in case
Yes.
he wants to look back at it at any point he can, and I make him aware that I have done that.
Teacher's pet.
But yeah,
I kind
no,
of,
so,
I kind of look at Harvey. I don't look disapprovingly or overly approvingly. I just kind of give him a non-intimidating look. I just look.
I relax
Ooh,
a little bit
you
more.
must
than
have
I
done
have
good.
been.
I'm not like nodding my head or snarling at him. I just look at him like.
Just like a twitch.
I feel like
yeah.
I unclench my butt cheeks.
and the butt plug falls right
Do
out.
we have to roll for that?
So yeah, it's just again you're now left looking at this door that didn't sort of open after the scared homeless man slightly pressed it
I mean,
ever
are
so
there any
gently
other
and
homeless
knocking it.
people still there? Or are they just
The other
they're
one thought
gone
better of
scared
this
now?
and sort of snuck off. So you're in pretty much a desolate area because people seem to be avoiding you. I don't know why. I don't know why they would do that.
I just love that Tim didn't expect me to go grab a homeless man.
I was just like,
I saw it in his face. He's like, "Oh yeah."
you're not wrong. You
It was a
can.
good. It was a good shout.
Yeah, no, it works.
Yeah, it went well.
Yeah.
Well, we know no one answers the door now, don't we? We learned
We
something.
do.
You learn that no
least
one
it's not
seems to
like
answer the door. It's currently, if you were a normal human with common sense in a normal world, you'd assume that it was empty.
So I ask. So I've at this point, I've ascertained that Harvey is a bit of a tech whiz, and we've got these outgoing signals, and I ask him if there's anything we can do to help him work out what those signals are. If there's something he's missing that prevents him from knowing what those signals are, can we help him with that?
Is there anything I can do, Game Master, that I could to help ascertain what those signals may be?
So obviously, if Dalton or Amira have anything,
Oh, can I just can I see I just suddenly have an epiphany and remember some item that I have on me. Is there a peephole on the door?
There is not a peephole on the door.
There is not a
It's
peephole
It's
on
like a reinforced glass door.
Okay. So we can see through it then? If it's
You could
glass?
if you went up to it.
Okay.
So far, something
by
that no one has done yet.
reinforced, I assumed it was going to be frosted. So
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
okay.
So it's if you properly pressed your face up against it, you might be able to look through. And
Okay, so I turn to Omen and I say, I can find out what those signals are, but at the moment, all I can know at the moment from outside is that they're outgoing signals. For me to know what they were and get a bit more of an accurate idea on them, I would need to access some sort of terminal within the building to try and figure that out. So I'd have to physically be there inside, and it's kind of a bit too complex for me to explain for one of you guys to do it. So you would need to get me in there safely, and I would need my back being watched just in case.
Does
Can we see
anyone
anything
have a
through the windows?
Go have a look.
What's that homeless guy?
I know where he is.
So watching your back is something.
I fucking know.
If there are outgoing signals, that might mean some sort of, I don't know, alarm or communication, right?
Possible.
So maybe
It
if
could
we get
be.
in there, someone else is going to turn up. So
It could be anything from some alarm that will trigger off that will alert hundreds of people,
I'd
or
imagine
to
it's
anything
an
from someone playing Space Invaders.
I'd imagine it's an alarm or a trap if there's something in there that we need to find that's valuable.
Are we certain that everything that he wants us to find is within this building?
he said it was.
Okay, because
That's about all we know.
he wants us to delete some files, which obviously I'm assuming that is why I've been drafted in to this mission. So I do need to go into to delete I need to get inside the building because of the internal jammer to do that anyway. Although he has said that the items will be in small lockboxes, do not open them.
Are the So you say you need direct access?
I need direct
Basically.
access to
network.
some network terminal.
Are all the I assume all the buildings are cabled up. Would that
More
work
than-
if we went into an adjacent building? Would you be able to gain access that way
I can try.
through an access point in an adjacent building?
I can certainly try. If we want to try.
You tell me. You're the techie guy.
I'm more than happy to try. It would depend on any sort of jamming technology, how strong it is, and how confined it is to specific boundaries.
How
but
battered
I
are
am
these
mo-
buildings?
I'm more than happy to.
The ones
match.
either side of it are fairly battered. Like city that's been evacuated for a few months. The one that you're currently looking at that you're wanting to go into is not as bad. Like if you were to look around, it kind of stands out a little bit for being just not as destroyed. There's bits of sort of crumbling wall on it still, but it's standing. You know, you could live there. Whereas the rest of them are just a bit horrid.
Dalton, you've
the
been
chances of
awfully
anything
quiet.
working-
What can you do?
Depends who is in between us and what we want to get to.
I think I want to go check out one of the adjacent buildings.
Okay, so are we picking left or right? So if you're here,
I
Buildings
propose to
here.
the group that we split up.
I-
One of us takes left, one of us takes right.
I immediately request that I can go with Omen.
keep me with
I mean-
the psycho.
I say it seems silly if we split up.
What's going to be
If
in
we're
one
trying to
building that
look for a
wouldn't be in
data
another?
port. Yeah.
Well, we don't know, do we?
I need some form of network terminal within the building to be able to access it. One of the buildings may, or only maybe one of the buildings might have them. They might neither have them. It seems pretty quiet. The buildings do look quite derelict. I would agree with Omen that it might be worthwhile.
What, splitting up?
I'm just
or
gonna
looking at the building?
beeline to the left building. Like, I just grab Harvey, like regardless of what these two dilly dallies are doing, I just beeline for that left building. Like, I'm going in that left building. It's happening.
I'm very scared.
I'll go with because
I don't like grab you
think
overly
so.
aggressively. Like, I just grab you and like pull you in that direction. Like,
I'm
you're
not scared
coming
of you
with.
dragging me. I'm scared of going into a building and not knowing
Okay,
what's
I was
inside.
gonna say, yeah.
How are you not scared of him dragging you?
more
Because
of
he's
a-
not doing it aggressively. It's more like a "come with me, I'll protect you." I'm assuming.
Imagine like a little puppy dog running behind someone.
Yeah, yeah.
Is my little King Charles Spaniel.
Our big floppy ears.
Okay, well, I'm mindful of the fact that I don't want everybody to be in a building and someone turn up out here or something happen out here. So I'm gonna hang back.
Okay.
As if you make that aware of that, I make you aware that I can potentially set up some sort of trigger, so that if something appears on one of my cameras, it will immediately alert me.
Can you just doodle the buildings for us, Tim? So I can move my piece accordingly.
I think I'd still say I prefer my eyes to your cameras.
Okay, it was just an offer.
I just shrug like, whatever, man. So I guess
What
the
sort of
big
routes
middle
in
one is...
are-
That one being the big middle one, yeah.
Yeah.
Tim, what sort of routes in are there to this courtyard?
So these are all buildings, I'm guessing. That you drew.
Yeah.
So any gap, so like that's a gap.
Mhm.
Is that a gap too?
Yeah.
Where we are there.
Yeah, because that's where the homeless guy ran off.
Oh yeah. So we
Gone.
can. Yeah.
2 weeks, man.
So it's that
2
kind of
weeks.
thing.
Okay, so since they're heading over there, I'm interested in what this building here is like and whether there's anywhere I could potentially climb up, like fire escape type thing, or
Yeah. Down. Stupid thing, because I'm not on select. Down this alley, you do notice sort of a little fire escape type thing that would take you onto the roof, so you could get onto the roof there
Okay.
if you wanted vantage point.
so as they head over to the building, I turn and I start wandering to the fire escape to make my way up to the roof.
Yes. Let's have a
Okay,
look. See.
so you're going onto the roof, yeah?
Although I guess-
There's nothing stopping you from.
Okay. So,
Do we notice him go up to the roof?
Yeah, he's not hiding himself. I don't think, unless you're trying to conceal it, Rich. But
No, just
No,
fairly
just
openly
what's-
wandering
I
down.
was just wondering because we'd obviously be walking. We might have our back, so we wouldn't know where it was.
And I guess if I'm going down the alley, you might just see me disappear further into the alley. But
Well, that's what I mean. Like, do we see him get up on the roof, or do we just see him disappear into the alley and then on the roof? Or
I'm not hiding it, so I guess it depends. If you glance back to see what I'm doing,
you make
might
us
notice
aware
me.
that
Yeah, like you'd be able to hear it, you'd know it. It's like someone walking
so we
behind
know
you.
he's on the roof.
Yeah, you know he's kind of there.
What's
When
this
you said
storm?
that-
Oh,
that-
sorry, go on.
I was going to say, when you said that there is a flat roof, does it look like there's an entrance? Can we see if there's like a roof exit?
Can we communicate with him from where we are? Probably not without shouting.
Well,
Could we see from the ground, or?
normal people wouldn't be able to communicate with him, but if he had any kind of communication device on him, which we know he does because he's received information, if a computer expert tried to communicate with him,
Okay then. So I send a message, or try and send him a message via the. I try and hack into his comms. 'Cause
yeah, basically.
I try and hack into his comms to send him a message and ask him to signal us if he can see anything on the roof of the building.
8D10.
I really need to macro this.
Yep.
You can press up on the keyboard, by the way.
Can
Yeah.
As Liam knows from his constant intimidation rolls. And again.
I told you it was going to be fun.
Well, I'll go one level of success.
You've established a send-only connection so far.
Okay, so I send him the message.
That would be helpful.
I send him the message. I send him the message, let him know that it's Harvey. We've noticed him up on the roof. Does he have a good vantage point? You know, do you have a good vantage point of the roof of the building we're trying to get into? Give us a wave if you can see any access points from that on the roof. So to signal, like, give us a physical signal, because I'm guessing I'm aware I've only established a send signal.
Yes, at the moment.
Yeah, so I assume I know that, so I just ask him to give us because I know that I can't receive. I ask him to just give us a physical sort of wave or some sort of signal that we could visually see.
Yes.
If he can see something.
So what's my view like from the roof? Is there anything on the other roof?
You
I
can see it, and it doesn't look like there's an air. Those kind of metal circular vents with
Like
the
a
sort
vent,
of top to it. Yeah, there's that, but not anything big enough for a human to fit in and out of.
Okay. So I guess I just don't respond, whether it tells you the answer or whether you just think I've not got it. I don't know, but
I being quite intelligent, I know that I know that you got the message because I'm confident in my own ability. So therefore, you not responding, I relay to both Omen and Amira that there is nothing that you can see.
Okay, so what's this door made out of, Tim? Like, what's this door's condition?
The one of the door in front of you now.
Yeah.
It's an old, dilapidated, sort of what was once a sort of glass shop front style door, but it's been kicked in.
So we can just walk through it.
You could just walk straight through that.
Can I? My guy is he's bursting a vein here. Like he offered a tactical solution. He doesn't know anything about the guys who's around. They're not sharing. He's a bit pissed off. Can he just like throw the door, like in just fury, just like rip it off its hinge and just for fun? Doesn't do anything.
You're more than welcome to.
He just needs to vent a little bit.
Yeah. Just in case, because I always like doing these in case you do a critical fail because they're
you do.
hilarious.
Yeah.
you don't want to get sent off the door now, do you?
I can see him critically failing and someone else.
That'd be amazing.
That would be funny.
Roll
low by a
60-10. Strength plus weapon. Because even though it's not a weapon, you're pretty much brandishing it like a weapon.
So you've already worked that out for me to be 6, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god, plus another 3.
I think it's a great. I think it's a
He
great
was really pissed off, wasn't he?
Here's one more.
6.
Pretty
What I
good.
love is because it does kind of reveal about your character and his
Precisely why I've
capabilities.
done it.
Because, you rip the door off and you sort of throw it behind you, and
I duck out of the way.
for good measure, it pretty much goes about that far when you last see it over the buildings. So, from the point of view of Maz and Rob, you've just seen this massive hulk of a guy rip a door off and discus it off into the distance.
Good lord.
I ask, how the hell did you do that?
I think I'm just going to be in shock at this point.
I just storm into the building after that moment. Like, I'm just stomping my way in. Like, I'm just bursting a vessel here.
I follow her whilst also checking out the area to see if I can spot any terminals.
Does
a
Mr.
terminal.
Dalton see me throw that door?
He
he have
does
to
indeed.
talk
He
down
sees
the
it kind of whoosh past as it goes in that kind of direction. So you kind of see it getting bigger and go past you, obviously.
Cool.
Yeah, I think I'd just watch it fly past and give a bit of a nod of appreciation.
Just like, no, like good throw, good arm. There is a terminal in the
Good
back right-hand side of this building, sort of there.
Okay, so I walk over to it and examine it. I make Omen and Amira aware that there is a terminal over here.
I'm going to stand guard by the door.
I go over and examine it before immediately trying to access it.
Under brief examination, it just looks like what are kind of standard access terminals that are installed all around cities in this kind of era, so used for information, emails, that kind of thing. Basically, you've got a mini computer in the war there as we know them today, that those are standard in this kind of world, so they're all about the place. At the moment, it's just a sort of standard interface of saying, please enter username, password to begin.
Okay, so I attempt to hack into the computer.
8d10? It's going to be a standard thing with you. It's going to be 8d10 with you, 4d10 with Liam.
Where are you in this, by the way, Amira? You still stood outside? Or?
No, I think I'd have gone in and just maybe I'll check the wall that's adjoined to the other building. Just make sure,
Two
make sure
success.
there's not any hidey holes or.
Do I break in with 2?
A little thing pops up on your screen with that. I had a feeling that would be the response to that.
Hey.
I know you did. So he kind of looks to be preoccupied in the corner. What do you do, Maz and Liam?
Oh, I'm just looking out onto the street. I'm guarding the door, so I wouldn't even notice him. I don't understand what he's doing, so I wouldn't be looking. So.
Fucking computers!
I'm not intimidated by him, so I don't feel the need to.
Well, clearly
keep a
not.
watchful eye on him. So I'm just looking out onto the street, making sure no one's
Rich, are you up
coming
to
for
anything
us.
in particular?
Not a great deal. I'm just keeping an eye out, really. Just checking out the different routes into the courtyard that I can see from here, which pretty much is all of them, I think. Keeping a bit of an eye on the building itself that's the target, just on the one that they're in, just to kind of see if anything goes on there.
Yeah. Maz, are you doing anything in particular?
I think I can't see any weak spots on the wall that are adjoining the other building from the inside.
There's nothing you can see. It all kind of looks... There's bits of crumbling wall on the bottom sort of right-hand side type things. There's bits of crumbling wall around there, if you wanted to sort of look and see if there's anything.
Yeah, I'd like to take a closer look.
Okay, so move yourself, because you can.
I'm still tapping away into the terminal.
Maz, as you can see, there's little bits of sort of crumbly rock around the side. So do you want to try and pull at them, poke at them? They just look, at the moment, it looks normal, sort of like a dilapidated building.
Yeah, I'll have just a little attempt at it.
Rob, do me a favor and just quickly roll 8d10 again while we're doing this. So when you say look at it, are you poking it? Are you doing anything else in particular to it?
My god, I got an epic fail. This is not going to go well.
No
Let's have a
wonder.
think.
Yeah, it's only if you roll ones you get disastrous fails, I think.
That's fortunate.
Maybe I'd ask the other two what they think about this.
Think about what. Describe it for me.
Same roll again for me, Rob. Wait for it to be a
Intrigued
1
what's
this
going on
time.
with Rob.
I thought I'd copied the thing.
Even more fail.
What the hell? Oh, I copied the wrong thing.
Hang on.
Call yourself a hacker.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Can't even roll dice.
So, are you doing anything with that wall there, Maz?
I don't know what to do with it. I think I'd be staring at it. Like I say, I'd ask the other two, but I guess they're a bit busy. Well, Harvey probably is. It seems a bit bad to just go poking at it, but same point, would they really bother doing anything? Yeah, go on, I'll have a poke at it. Just see if
You
it.
tried to poke at the wall.
Yeah. just poke at the wall.
I've not really been paying attention. All I heard is you poking a wall.
Have you got a
Do
skill in
me-
that?
Yeah,
Wall
I've got
poking.
a special skill in wall poking. Yeah.
Do me a favour, Maz. Just roll 5d10. Dexterity plus athletics.
I got three levels of success.
Yes.
Bear with me. So 5.
I'm just looking for something that I can't find right now.
So is that I'm doing like greater than
Greater
than
than
5?
8. Greater than 8, always.
What do I do? What do I do for the dex and athletics? Do I do a plus?
No, that's where you 5 comes from, I think.
Oh right. Oh, okay. Oh, you see. Right.
There you go.
Where are we? 2 successes. As you sort of paw at the side of the wall, the top part of it basically crumbles and falls down towards you, and you just manage to kind of get yourself rolled out in time. As it's fallen down, you notice the side of the walls that remain is basically from the other building, the one that you're currently trying to get into, and it's a big sort of steel bulkhead type thing.
Ah, rubbish.
So how much of a crumble was that? I mean, do I see like a plume of dust coming out of the building?
Yeah, you see a little bit of dust just coming out the side of the front of the...
And he's just still there, just going.
I
Okay.
turn around.
I think
and
I'd probably just put
what-
that down to Orman kicking his weight around, to be honest. I wouldn't have thought it had been anybody else.
Nah, you can see me standing in the doorway, man. Like,
Yeah, he just stands there and just goes...
I've just stood there, like.
With the dust just swirling
just-
around behind you as it comes out.
I turn to Amira
Like
and say,
something out of a David Cameron movie.
I turn to Amira and say, "Can you not do that, please? I'm trying to work here."
I think I'd just be like, oops.
I don't respond. I'm not bothered.
Not impressed at all.
Nah, I just don't even justify it with a response.
So while I'm here, is there anything from this height I can see different on the building in question, the one that we're looking to get into? Anything on the roof of that, or around the windows, or anything from this height?
It's not looking like it. It's just looking kind of normal. Rob, pop in your favourite roll for me.
Okay, so at this point, I'm starting to feel like he's taking a while. He's
Two successes.
Mr. Harvey. So I'd like to just go ask Mr. Harvey if he's found anything.
I don't get the feeling this isn't going to help his technical abilities.
I'm just asking. He's earned me a little bit of trust at the moment.
I turn around to Omen and let him know that I think I'm just about trying to get in there, but I've just had a message back to access denied. The internal jammer is too strong. I can't access it from this particular terminal, and it's likely to be the same from all neighbouring terminals. I think we need to gain access to the actual building. Unfortunately, as much as I would like to avoid going in that building.
And then I walk over and see what the hell Amira did.
You're faced with what looks like
Guys.
sort of military-grade steel bunkhead normally used for kind of nuclear bunkers.
Can I try, whilst they're examining that, can I try and see if I can take anything from this access terminal that may benefit me in future? salvage anything? Is that a possibility?
Nothing gets stored on these kind of terminals. Everything nowadays is cloud-based, so it's literally just an access thing.
Okay, no worries. It's just
So
no
it would have
harm in ask.
nothing to download.
Nothing to download.
Nothing to download.
No nuts.
Okay. I'm losing patience at this point, so I charge outside.
That is a surprise.
Just without saying anything.
The Incredible Hulk
Like-
charges outside.
Well, I've seen this military-grade wall.
Do I
I've
still?
accepted we're not getting in through this building. I've accepted Harvey's a useless hacker.
Do I still have access to Dalton's device, or do I need to rehack it again?
You can still have send by.
Okay, so I send Dalton the message. Cannot access the house. May need to enter. Omen is pissed.
So when you say you charge out of the building, Omen, what
I'm
would that look
storming
like
to
to
the
me?
front.
I mean,
I'm just
Think of an
storming.
angry elephant.
I'm taking big strides, big stompy strides, and I'm
just
storming
purposefully striding
straight,
towards the door.
all alone. I'm storming straight for the front door.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
I think I'd follow behind, but at a bit of a distance. Just.
Yeah,
I
like,
think-
I've gone with
Okay.
haste. You know what I mean? Like I've gone with purpose here.
I followed quite sharpish because I do not want to be left alone in a building that I'm not aware of.
So are you now in front of the actual door for the building?
Oh, I'm in front of that door. My hand. This is where I'm going to freeze my action. My hand is reaching for the handle.
Can we then?
It's like this close to clawing on the handle. I'm just going
Can we-
to freeze my action there.
Can we take a 2-minute break because I need a piss?
Yeah, sure.
It's just like, ah!
Okay. Cliffhanger. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'll be right back as well. 2 secs.
Yeah, go.
Everyone, Rob and Rich smell of Lee. All right, Omen. Just me and you.
Are you enjoying Omen?
He's funny. It's just imagine the Incredible Hulk, but with slightly more awareness of what he's doing, only ever so slightly.
Oh man, I hope I don't regret what I'm about to do, but I'm fucking doing it because it's what Omen would do. And the great thing is,
hopefully going to start making a lot more sense soon.
I hope so.
Because there are things in particular.
See, this is why I rolled an uncautious guy.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it so far.
Whoa.
Intrigued
Do you,
to see where it's
do, you,
gonna-
do you enjoy Omen, do you?
Yeah. I do. You're the only one I know much about so far. Well, from what you've done, that you're an absolute fucking maniac. It's great.
It's calculated, calm.
Just realised I haven't actually plugged my laptop in.
Well, that could have been fail.
Just suddenly Maz just disappears. Like,
I just hacked the computer and shut it down.
Everything's so bright now. Wow.
Oh boy.
How long?
Maz's face is better lit now.
It's a
Is
bit
it-
too harsh.
I don't know. I don't know how long we've been going so far, but is it worth maybe trying to? Because if we're going to be uploading it in snippets to YouTube, is it worth sort of trying to create like obvious markers?
Sorry, I'll work it out.
I just thought it might make it a bit easier for you. Never mind.
Yeah, no, I'll be alright. I'll cut it. I'll skip to sort of rough times and then find something
Fine.
relevant to cut it at. So
Find a nice point. Fair enough.
yeah. Okay, so we're back, aren't we?
Okay.
we're all ready for Omen about to potentially
Kill us all.
interact with a door.
Oh,
Can I
God.
just say before, so as I see Omen striding towards the door, I get the same sort of signals as you do when you see like storm clouds gathering in the distance.
Yeah.
So I slip my backpack off and pull a case out of there.
Yes.
open up the case and start to pull some items out and gather some things together.
No, I'm aware of what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah.
How quick is this action in relation to me getting to the door?
It'll take a
Maybe he's
couple
like-
of seconds.
Yeah, it's pretty swift.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fairly practiced.
Well, I say shout. I sort of more speak, making sure that Omen can hear me, but not to try and sound too aggressive. Ask Omen, what are you doing?
I don't have an answer, man. I'm just going for that door.
Maz, any final words? I mean, any words?
I mean,
I just slowly scoot to here so that out of vision of I can sort of peer around the corner and see the door, but I'm not directly within.
Sorry, guys. I think I'm gonna kill us all.
I'm not. I'm in a position where I can run. I've already assessed the area and I can run down this alleyway.
I'm just gonna be I'm just gonna stand up, just be like, boys.
Boys will be boys.
Yeah.
Angry psychotic
So
boys.
is that where we're at? Everyone cowering in fear and Liam opens the door?
I'm
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
try
wouldn't say
that door
fear. I'd
handle
more
right
say
now.
making sure I'm ready.
I'm
But
So
yeah.
I'm a bit in fear. Yeah.
I'm
I
in
thought
fe-
you were getting ready to take me down.
I'm in fear. I'm
It's an option.
That's what I thought was going on here. I thought you were going to try and take me down.
So you're all looking onwards. Omen reaches for the handle of the door,
I give it a...
places his hand slowly on it, and do you open it?
I strength test it. I'm angry, man. I'm going at that door with some force. I'm not...
You're going at the door with some force, are you?
Well, I've stormed at it.
reinforce
I'm not going to
the door.
storm at it and just go like I storm and like I bring my hand from like up here and I just like ram it down that handle, try to pull that handle down.
It
Auntie Mavis opens the door.
as if
She likes
it's a normal door.
Oh.
After
So it
all that,
opens.
it does.
Yeah.
Can I just can I punch the door? I just want to punch the door. Like, I don't. I'm just like so
I think
annoyed
it's
that
a
we've done all
collection.
this.
Just do me a favour. What was your like strength and brawl?
Which hand are you punching it with?
Strength plus brawl would be 5. I'm not hoping
Brawl.
to achieve anything.
No, I know,
You're-
but just in
you're going
case.
to see if I break my arm now.
Has
Or the
everything
door.
so far been with your left hand, Leon?
Oop.
Or are you using both?
I've been specifying when I use my left hand.
Except you didn't on the door, that I remember. What did you use on the door?
What, the door I threw away?
Just now, when
Just now,
you
you're punching the door. What are you punching with? Because
Ah,
you've
yeah.
been specifying, so I'm
I've come
intrigued.
down with my right here, and then
Okay.
I'm assuming the door's open this way.
Yeah,
Out to
opens
my
outwards.
right, so it would stand to reason I would come in my
But-
left. So do you want me to add the other relevance to it?
Yeah.
So would that make it a 7?
That puppy he has up his sleeve.
That's going to make it a 7d10, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, what was it? Getting the left involved that made it a 7?
Yeah. 3.
Whilst this
This-
is happening, may I use my send terminal to send Dalton a private message?
You may.
Obviously, nobody else will know about
Correct.
because I'm hiding away.
Correct. Although, do me a favour, let me know.
I'll do that.
As you punch it, the kind of door goes, boom, but it doesn't come off its hinges. Doesn't break.
Just
It's all-
bounces
all
against the
safe.
wall and swings
But
back
just
and
bounces
forth.
against the door, swings back and forth, and comes back with almost not a scratch on it.
That's cool, I've vented a bit.
Yeah.
I'm in my zen phase now.
And
For something you can safely vent against and it doesn't
So
do
I-
any damage. You can just
I
stand
turn
there.
around and I'm stood in the doorway, right? And I just
Yeah.
turn around, I look outside, like my free I don't know, I'll think of a name for them soon. And I just put my arms out like I'm like
so do you sort of head
I
into
wanted to
it,
do
or-
this at the start.
I'm just gonna let it.
Do you actually head inside, or do you just stand looking at the?
I think I'll see how they respond now to what's just happened.
I forgot to sign my name at the end of that, but obviously it's me.
Yeah, and I assume that's coming in from the same sort of number or communication method or whatever the last one did. So I imagine I'd know it was you. I can't
Obviously,
actually
you can't send
to
anything back.
humans, but yeah.
No.
I guess I'd kind of have a glance over at you and give a nod, and then look back. But I don't know whether you'd be able to see that from where you are.
I'd be watching you to make sure you receive that message.
I'd probably come and stand a few paces, like behind the door, and then just can we see anything down through there?
It looks quite dark at the moment, but you can't really see much at the moment until you sort of step closer to it. So do you want to finally actually go in? Maybe. Just not hinting at anything there, but maybe.
Oh, well, we're gonna have to do it at some point.
Don't commit to anything.
I mean, maybe I'd say to everyone else, does anyone else have any better ideas, or should we just go for it?
Well, you can't really communicate with me unless
Unless I send a message to him, but we
or
can't.
you shout
get
very
anything
loud.
back.
Yeah, I'm not really gonna shout.
Can I make a roll to see if I can establish more communication with Dalton to improve my message receiving? See if I can receive messages from him.
You can.
Thank you. Just so that we can hear things back.
So this is the front door that you've kind of
I
just
nearly-
opened.
I nearly pasted the message in.
just making sure you can all see now Omen at the top of the screen.
Yeah.
And that's it. Good. Just making sure this thing works how I wanted it to. And currently, that's what you can see inside. So just a desk and a chair.
Three successes.
It's now a send receive.
And now it's a receive. Okay, so I send a message to Dalton saying I'm going to go, I've established a send receive connection. I'm going to follow them in. Message me back on this if you notice anything arising, and I will relay any messages to you. I also let Omen and Amira know the situation. And I shyly walk over to stand behind Omen.
I guess I'd just reply. I might as well tell you because you'll probably pass it on, but just tersely say, I acknowledge it and just say, like, copy.
Okay.
I'd probably just pat Omen in the back, like, after you, yep.
Pat me on the back.
Yeah, a little, yeah. I'd probably like this.
I love how docile you obviously are.
You're braver than
touching.
Harvey is anyway, because I can't imagine he'd risk patting him.
No, I don't.
I'd be intimidated, but I would hide it pretty well, I think.
I'd like to step further into the room.
I feel like
you can move.
I feel like I need to lead, so I'm gonna step up. So, yeah.
I've now stepped to sort of the doorway. 'Cause now that he's stepped in, I've stepped to the doorway.
Yep. Green bits are doors, in case you hadn't realised.
Yeah.
Little red bits in the corners are access terminals that you can see around the place.
Okay.
Can I move myself on here? Or? I'm now by the doorway. There we go.
So I assume I can still see Amira and Harvey, but I can't see
Yes.
Omen anymore.
Yes.
But you can also message through me.
So if I follow behind, can I see if the desk has any drawers or anything?
Yeah, you can check it all out.
Yeah, do that.
Let's have a look. See if you could roll investigation plus wits for me.
I messaged Dalton and let him know that I'm also going in. To message me in case of anything.
Yeah.
Okay, 3 successes. That's right, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
On the desk, there isn't any kind of notable things on it. It's got a few drawers on, but they're all kind of empty. Printed on the desk itself, it says the letters SILPH, SILPH Co, which was the name of you can think about it as being the name of the company of where you're at. And Maz, do me a favor and just roll composure plus empathy for me.
Can I, whilst she's rolling that, can I survey the room, see if there's any terminals within this room?
Yeah, the 2 red bits are terminals.
The 2 red bits are terminals.
Yeah.
Okay, so I say to Omen, I'm going to go over to the terminal over here and ask him if he can just keep an eye on this door next to me. Is that door open or closed?
It's now closed again.
Okay.
I've got 0.
Oh, that's not good at all.
And she rolled a 1 as well.
Yeah, that's why it's not good.
Oh, here we go. Maz is about to die.
That's a guy.
Good rolling.
She's about to die from reading a message, so that's...
Kind of. She's remembered something from looking at bits of information that she's found. She's also, you can see, starting to hyperventilate and panic slightly, and anything she does from now on will probably have a couple of minuses to the rolls, as she looks extremely uneasy about being where she is all of a sudden.
I turn to Omen before accessing the network and say, and make sure he's aware of what's happening, and ask him if he thinks she is the one who knows something about this location.
Do we notice this then? So we notice her reaction to what
If
she's
she's
just
hyper,
read.
if she's
Well,
hyper,
yeah,
if
she's
she's
pretty
hyper-
much hyperventilating at a desk right now.
Can I intimidate?
Yeah. At this moment in time, you could gently breathe on her and she would feel fairly fucking intimidated.
4d10, see if I can find out what she's just read.
Yeah, if you want, you know.
1.
Nothing much changes. Maz is still a bit of a quivering mess. In case you hadn't realised, by the way, from other things before, it might be a good idea to keep phones on you while you're playing this.
Yeah, I've already noticed that.
Just letting you know,
Can I?
She reveals nothing to me then. She's too quivery of a mess to tell me.
Pretty much at the moment. You've not caught her at the best of times.
Can I hack
That's
into
fine.
the? Can I go to this terminal? I'm still at the terminal. Can I try access?
Yeah, you can try accessing again, so do the same kind of roll.
Just to hack in, yeah.
Yeah.
One. Can I try again?
You're welcome to, yeah. It's only really when you get a critical fail that things might start becoming more awkward with the fails. But with you hacking, the chance of that happening is very low. Not impossible,
But
but very low, considering we've already had our first
Oh,
critical fail with fucking Maz quivering next to a desk. Everyone else here is like a proper warrior. Maz has been beaten by a desk.
Should have avoided that door.
4.
earlier.
Access denied with 4. Fuck off. Okay, I turn to Omen and say I'm unable to get in at this terminal, so I'm going to try this one over here.
While he
Turn
does
it off
that,
and turn it on again.
I'm going to go through... I assume these doors are unlocked.
You haven't checked yet.
Okay, can I go check, please, on this door?
Yeah. They appear to be open.
I feel nervous about him opening a
I
door
go
next
in.
to me.
Okay.
2. I'm guessing it's going to be denied again.
Where's my...
Oh, turn order's kicked up.
Oh boy. Oh buddy.
This is where
What's happened with my two successes before we go into this?
I think he's just drawing first.
Oh, yeah, I thought so. I assumed I'd be better keeping that IRC channel open. I'm just not going to bother closing it, to be honest.
Being the hacker and all. Liam, you've walked into a room that's kind of the thing that you can see. Stupid highlighting tools. There is from what looks like here to be like an animal cage.
Okay.
So it's basically got like a water bowl in one side, food bowl in one side, and they're kind of empty, but then sort of like just a bunch of rags in the corner as well.
Can I put a mirror in it and just leave her there? She's obviously no good anymore.
I think that used to be her bedroom.
Definitely.
She's so harsh.
The amusing thing is he probably couldn't. You won't be able to stop him.
I know. Definitely not. If I'm just there, like
Baz
quivering
spends
to
the rest of the
myself.
session quivering in a cage.
Is that how we win?
Session. I was thinking game. I'm thinking the whole of this chronicle. She's just in a cage.
You go back at the end and she's just there like...
Every now and then you have to keep cutting to her and going, Maz, what are you doing at the moment? Well, I'm having a drink out of the water bottle.
Every now and then just cuts back and it's like, now I'm enjoying playing with the rags.
I'm drawing on the cage.
So Dalton's not joining us then, is he? Like he's staying out
Apparently he's
there.
outside. You're welcome to come in if you...
Don't forget, I do have communication with him if you want to relay.
I don't know that though, do I?
Yeah, I made you aware that
okay.
I've established a send-receive communication with him. I made you aware of that.
So at the minute, I'm still where I am.
Are we still turn-based or not?
Currently no, because it only gets turn-based when it goes into combat. Until
Oh.
then, it's kind of like free action.
So was it an accident when you brought it up before then?
We just
Yes.
teasing.
Can I have one more go at this terminal?
Yes.
And
One
while he
last.
does that, I'll just step further into the room. Well, Maz continues to quiver around.
Yeah,
the,
I'm just gonna stay in the doorway and I'm kind of just still muttering to myself, like telling myself, keep it together, and then.
More cages.
Safe to assume this whole room is a room of cages. Then.
The veritable hotel, Maz.
And I once Rob's finished what he's doing,
5 successes. Come on, that's the best one yet. It's gonna be a denied again. I know it.
this DM's harsh, man.
I know. It clearly, yeah. There's no way I'm gonna get into these terminals. I make Omen's not in there, so I turn to a mirror and take one look at her and think, yeah, she's not gonna even want to hear what I've got to say. I peer my head into the room that Omen's in and ask him if it's safe to enter.
So, what? I'm trying to find that out now. So, what do I see in these? I know the first cage I saw looked like an animal cage, but do I see anything amongst all the other cages? Do I mean
No,
to
they
roll
all
for-
are kind of barren cages. There's nothing really there. A few of them have kind of like bloody old scratch marks on the floor and things like that.
If I rolled for investigation, is there a chance I could work out what was in these cages?
You can give it a go, so it'd be investigation wits.
So 5.
Yeah.
So just 1 success. Thank God for that.
It's a good job that 9 was in there.
So I'm 2 criticals otherwise.
You're not spotting anything.
I just assume they're
No.
animal cages of some
Yeah.
sort. Okay, cool. Well, I might as well leave then.
Okay, so now that Omen has pretty much answered my question by leaving, I ask Omen if there was anything in there.
Nope, nothing that I could see. Just animal cages, bit of blood. Standard affair.
I explain to I turn to Omen and say that these terminals both seem to be broken. They're not accessing anything at all. I don't tell him that I can't hack into them. They're broken.
They're broken. You can keep trying all day if you want. I mean, I'm not gonna.
No.
Oh, I'm just gonna go have a look in this room then.
I've already established I'm not.
I might
Can,
as well survey the building. So.
Can I come over to this desk and search this desk?
You can.
Okay.
Hang on.
You can do whoever you want first. I don't mind.
I'm just doing sort of line of sight things and what you'd be able to see and what you wouldn't. So from here you can see what kind of looks like big lab table type desk things with sort of things all strewn across them. The 2 bits that are in front of you, sort of there and there, the bits I'm on about, without me having to, those bits. They are sort of what look like workstations, but with big pillars coming off them, so they're obscuring your view for the rest of the room currently.
Okay.
What?
I shout to Harvey because I guess I noticed the terminal.
Yeah, another terminal.
What do you shout to me?
Get your ass here. No, I just shout. There's a terminal here.
Okay, I respond with I'll be right there, but I want to search the desk first, just in case there's any electrical usage of anything.
Investigation wits.
While he does that, I'm just going to progress deep
Investigation,
into the room.
wait, it's 3.
I'm just going to patrol the room while he's doing that, basically, and see if I can spot anything.
Yep. So, are you saying you basically walk around the whole room?
Yeah, walk around the whole room, try to ascertain everything that's in the room.
So there's basically 5 workbenches, all with bits and pieces all thrown over the top of there. Nothing else really massive.
Thank
But
God
the
for
room's
that.
safe.
But the room looks safe. It just looks like, old, very old lab things. It's dimly lit, as everything in here currently is.
Alright, I'm out.
I roll 1 success.
You don't really notice anything special about it. It's a desk.
What's that noise?
What?
Is it just me hearing that music?
That's
No, I
What music?
Okay. I turn to Omen and ask him where the terminal was in the room.
top corner.
And is there only one in the room?
There's 2.
There's 2. Okay, so I just go into that room. I should have probably checked first that it was safe, but I assume it was.
I told you it was safe.
Okay. I don't like that music. It's a bit eerie. I'm gonna try and break into this one, although I feel it's not gonna happen.
Are you still just quivering, Amira?
Do another thing again, the composure and empathy roll again for me, Maz.
What was that one again? 3, wasn't it? Oh.
I hit 3.
You're slowly gaining your composure back, but it's taking you a second. So you're now free to move, but don't try and take too drastic actions, I wouldn't say.
Okay.
I got 3 levels of success. Yeah,
Tim, I've just sent you a message that I sent to Rob, just
Okay, cool.
for reference.
I've got 3 levels of success. I'm guessing it's still denied. Yeah. I try this one.
I'm gonna open door number 3.
You don't mess around, do you?
It's like running a
Survey
game
the
show.
building. There's nothing in those rooms of interest to me.
3 again. Oh no, wait a minute. I've got 10. In fact, I rolled a 10 before. Never mind. Oh. So 3. Let me guess.
That smile.
It was just Rob's change of, oh.
Firstly, I've got so many things to do. God damn it!
And then you know how I feel. There's the main game, and then I'm currently playing like 7 other different things.
Will you do me a favour, Rich, and just pass these messages back to Tim?
Yeah, sure.
The life of a hacker, eh? Do you do
Yeah.
anything while this is all going on, Liam? Is Omen
Well,
doing
did
it?
I see anything there? Is it just an empty corridor?
That looks like a barren corridor more than anything.
Well, let's step into the room then.
You find what look like 3 big sort of
Did I
terminals,
not
monitors all over.
reveal that area as I walked through, or is it just a corridor not worth worrying about?
That's a corridor with stairs at the end.
Okay. So I say I walked past, so...
Yeah, so you walk past, not much.
Yeah. I feel like the stream would love to know what's going on in my end. Yeah. Oh.
Okay, so I think I'd follow behind and just kind of keep up with Omen. Like, I'm taking big deep breaths now and just hugging myself.
I think I'll investigate desk number 1. I want to search it.
Roll an investigation wits.
2, so that's 5. 2 successes.
From what you can see with your knowledge of computers, it's a big computer. It's turned on. It works.
I was more searching the desk. But
Yeah, as far as the desk itself, there isn't really much on it at all.
I'm just going to do this for each desk, so I'm just going to move and roll.
Yep.
It's 2, but I've got a 10. So 2 on that one.
On all of them, you just notice sort of general computer tables. There are some documents and stuff lying around. On one of the bits of document, there was a list of numbers and sort of last names, but there wasn't anything that sort of caught your eye to start with unless you want to look again or do anything with them.
I think I'd like to take them. Maybe give them to someone with a better mind than mine.
Quite possibly a good idea, considering you're a bit of a hulk at the moment.
I don't know much about Amira still, but I don't. No, I give Amira. I give them to Amira. She seemed to have a response to something earlier. I want to see if I get a similar response.
Yeah, I broke down earlier, so
Yeah.
give me more stuff.
What have I been missing anyway? What's up trying to do this?
I found some documents with some sort of names and numbers and stuff on, but I don't really understand it. But I've taken them and I've given them to Amira because she had a reaction to something she read earlier. And if we get a reaction again, then we know there's something up. Or maybe she can just let us know what it means. I hand them to Amira. Do you know what these are?
Okay, I'd have a look at it, if I can, still.
So did someone say something then we're trying to do 3 stories at once and I might have missed something?
I've handed Amira the papers. Just to
Liam is frozen. You spot...
Am I frozen to anyone else?
Your image is frozen, I mean, like your camera.
Oh.
It's not to me, but...
And my thingy is...
I'm sure I'll pop back soon, Tim.
Possibly. You look at the thing, and as among other things, it does have this on it. Where are we?
Okay. I think I'd share that I think it is a list of people that were tested on.
Any names we'd know?
Not that I can see.
Okay. I head to the stairs then.
So you heading upstairs, are you?
Oh yes.
Okay. Annoyingly, I have another map for upstairs. So I'm going to have to take you off that map, move everyone to the other one, and switch back and forth. No problem. No problem, because you've left the hacker in the corner.
Yeah, you just
Well, I know.
Just leave him.
I know that floor's safe. There's a few computers for him to look at. I'm sure he'll find. He's not a stupid lad. So just head upstairs.
Are you following, Maz?
Downstairs is
Yeah,
safe.
yeah.
We've got